Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darklegend, and I'm here with
Savage Acorn.
and Spectator Johnny Boy. But we are doing another Walking Dead review of season 6. This is the second half of season 6. This is the second episode called "The Next World." Savage, what are your initial thoughts on this episode?
I was very impressed. It had the illusion of a slow episode, but then later blossomed into a beautiful one.
I would completely agree. I'm really glad that they're not doing fillers anymore because it kind of pissed me off. I don't know. It seemed like they were going to start doing fillers, but when last week's episode happened, I was like, oh, well, maybe this is a turn for the better. And then this week's episode happened, I was like, oh shit.
Like how, yeah, I agree with you, especially with the non-filler thing. I like how they had a time skip so that way we didn't have to go through all of them. Just, oh, let's clean up the bodies, let's mourn, let's do this, because that definitely takes up time, and that's pretty annoying.
Um, excuse me. Before we dive into the details of the episode, I'm going to, if you're not, you shouldn't be watching this if you haven't watched the episode already, but here's your spoiler alert right now. Bing, bing, blinking on the screen or some shit. I don't know. Maybe. Spoiler alert now. So if you haven't watched it, don't listen anymore unless you don't care. But moving on. So it starts out that Carl, surprisingly, Savage, have you read the comics?
I stick very close to them. I don't read them, but I stick very close to them.
Okay. So you remember how Carl lost his memory a little bit?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have lost any memory.
Yeah.
So starts out with Rick, Michonne, and Carl in the house, and they're just kind of chilling and joking around and blah blah blah. And Rick and Daryl go out for a food hunt, and they come across this building, and they open it up, and it's got this huge truck in it. And they're like, "Oh, what's in here?" And they open it, and there's, I would say, a good like 5 year supply of food.
Lots of goodies.
There was a lot of food.
Lots and lots of goodies.
So this guy comes up, and well, they drive. Daryl and Rick drive to a gas station because I guess they were out of gas, and they found this vending machine that the doctor wanted or something, wanted to impress Tara.
There was a whole awkward scene between Daryl.
Weird.
Yeah, they don't have very much of a good dynamic, I would say.
No, not really.
Yeah,
They're kind of more acquaintances than they are anything else.
they just coexist, and they
Mhm.
just happen to be speaking to one another.
Exactly. But stop at a gas station, and this guy comes up from behind Rick, and it looks at first that he he just bumps into him, but he steals his keys to the truck and steals a truck. And Rick and Daryl fortunately catch up to him and beat him up a little bit. Turns out he's a kung fu fucking master.
Yes, he is.
He had some crazy karate skills, man. Like, that was not okay. I was not ready for that.
You read the comics, right? Where the Paul Monroe is Jesus,
Yeah. I
being
don't
a
know.
kung fu taekwondo specialist.
I read here and there, but like he was, man, he kicked their asses. But then Rick got him and tied him up, and then I don't know fucking how, but he got on top of the truck when they were driving away, and then yeah, that was fun.
I mean, I'm guessing when Daryl had said "see you later" or prick, and then like he was looking at him through the rear view mirror, you'd have thought that he had saw him there, and they started driving off. So how could he, within reason, have escaped the bonds and then had jumped on top?
Well, I'm kind of curious as to who Daryl was looking at, because if you remember, he was on the left side of the truck, not the right side.
That's
So
true.
if anything, Rick would have seen him, not Daryl.
I
So
was thinking about that, yeah. But I think he just said it just to say it.
yeah, I mean, it's a show. You got to be comical in some way. But
Yeah.
anyway, probably worse than most annoying part of the show. Everybody kind of gets fucked up, and Daryl's beating up the guy, and I'm just gonna call him Jesus. Jesus ends up actually saving Daryl's life because he points a gun at him. He's like, duck, and shoots a zombie behind him. But Then he hits the emergency brake off, and it fucking rolls into a lake, knocks the guy out because it hits him in the head on the way down. But, um, yeah, man, that was a lot of food.
You know, when
But
I
then,
see this episode, I walked out saying this was a very nice and fun episode. This was, you don't see a lot of that from Walking Dead.
yeah, not anymore anyway.
Yeah, this was probably the most lighthearted Walking Dead episode I've ever watched.
Hmm. And then,
Not calm, not peaceful. I mean, lighthearted. Like they're cracking jokes, and, things are happening, cat and mouse type thing, and yeah,
mhm.
it's pretty cool.
um, what was the old leader's name? Denise?
Oh,
Dina?
his mom?
Yeah,
Shit. How on earth did I
Diana,
get her?
Denise,
Diane.
Diane. All right, well, Diane or Spencer, I guess.
Her,
Spencer's Diane's son.
her son who
Spencer.
tried to Arkham Knight over the zombies and almost got eaten.
Spencer goes out into the woods, and Michonne follows him, and turns out that Carl was leading a zombified Diane into the woods so that Spencer could kill her and bury her because she got zombified when she decided not to shoot herself in the head. Anyway, so that happened, and
I
then
mean, that's weird. I would have thought that when she screamed at the zombies, they would have eaten her.
yeah,
But I guess since her body was all infected and it was probably cold, the zombie was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna eat it." So,
yeah.
I mean, that's weird, but whatever.
Well, I mean, they had to. I didn't think they were gonna really tear up her body too much, but
Her body was completely untouched.
yeah,
Her shirt was out, and that's pretty much it.
pretty much. Yeah, they could have done with more detail to that.
I mean, so I'm guessing what they did with the remaining zombies who were still alive, they didn't kill them all. They just decided to leave them out, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they killed all of them, but I mean, Diane walked out in that group of zombies, and like they said, they didn't kill him
Oh, that's true. That's true.
or
Okay.
her.
Because I
But
think they would have killed all of the zombies, if not let them all out.
agreed. But she must have been one of the ones that got let out. But
Yeah.
so they kill her and bury her, and then fucking best part, they trap Jesus in a house, and then Michonne and Rick come back to their house, and this is the greatest fucking part. They're just like, oh, it's been a day, yeah, same, blah blah blah, just having some small talk, and then Rick goes to put a package of mints in Michonne's hand, and they end up holding hands, then they end up making out, then they end up fucking.
And then they do the chocolate vanilla swirl.
Chocolate vanilla swirl. They fuck, and then they wake up to Jesus standing at the foot of their bed, who was unconscious, tied up in a room with Daryl. Daryl's gone right now at the end of the episode, and Jesus is just standing at the end of their bed, and he's like, Rick, we need to talk. Episode ends.
I love Jesus. He's awesome.
He's such a beast. I was like, there's no way. When I first saw him, I was like, there's no way this guy's just survived on just like running constantly. Like he's got to have something.
Yeah. Even Rick
Like
pointed that out. He said he's clean. His beard is trimmed. He came from somewhere.
Jesus. He's always trimmed and clean.
Exactly. You know, one thing I really didn't get, I think it might be explained later with the whole 7 minutes thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And he had told him, he had said, you guys might want to run, you guys don't want to stay here 7 minutes. Whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how he kept like referring to time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it?
It was like you got about 11 minutes till I get here. Now you got about 7 minutes till I get.
I mean, was he referring to another group of survivors he'd seen, or a group of zombies he'd seen, or?
Personally, I think that he's part of Negan's group.
The Saviors? You think he's a little weasel?
I think he's part of the Saviors because, I mean, like you said, he's got to be from somewhere, and that's the only other group we know of that's possibly alive right now. And I don't like. We already know that Negan is coming in this season,
Yeah.
so that's most likely.
Chances are he'll be at the season finale, most likely. Most
Oh
likely.
yeah. Definitely, but fucking finally with Rick and Michonne, dude. Like, I knew it. Like at the very beginning of the episode when she was getting out of the shower, and I was just like, "Oh, it's gonna happen." Like the way
They're in,
she's looking at him.
yeah, they're in the same room. She has a shower robe on. They're so relaxed. I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen.
I don't know. I felt like something was gonna happen a very long time ago because I think like back in like season 4 or was it 5 when Rick went really crazy on that whole group.
Yeah, it was 3. It was 3 because that's when Lori had died.
No, no, no. I'm talking about the one where he bit that guy's neck out.
Oh, okay, that was at the end of season 4. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, season 4, when Rick, Michonne, and Carl were all traveling together, they kind of seemed like that parent group, that parent couple, and then the son. And I was just like, that'd be like the perfect family. And now it's like, well, shit. Oh my God. Finally happened. But okay, so
Yes,
that happened.
especially those thoughts that you had were confirmed tonight because you had Michonne and Carl have that talk, that great talk, and then
Mm,
you have her and Rick, and like she's the perfect, trifecta piece. She's the perfect
mhm.
piece for that.
That's the thing, though. They're like a power family now because Rick and Michonne have like always been like the power badasses of the group, and now they're like together with Carl. It's like shit. But other than that, I thought it was a very good episode.
I agree.
Really
I still,
excited for next week.
yeah, I'm still the only thing I'm left scratching my head about is the whole Enid thing. Like, what's her deal?
I don't get any. I think she's one of those. If technology were still a thing in The Walking Dead, she'd be one of those depressed Tumblr chicks who thinks that cutting herself is cute.
And make
Um,
sentences about how horrible her life is and expect people to like it
yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah.
Yep. And then doesn't listen to. I don't know. I don't like Enid. I wanted her to die in that whole huge fuck up of zombies in Alexandria, but unfortunately, they killed the other 3 people I wanted to die.
Yeah, you would have thought that after Glenn talking to her and making her cry and all that stuff about telling her to fight for someone and stuff, that
Yeah.
you would have thought that she would have made a change. But then you hear, here comes Maggie 2 weeks later saying, "What happened? You weren't here. You were this." And I'm like, come on
I don't know. She's gonna die at some point, and
now.
I don't know. Carl's gonna get upset, but I mean, I don't know. Enid's got some shit to work on.
I love how
But
Rick ditched aside. What's her name? Freaking
who?
the wife, Peter's wife, the guy who he killed, Ron,
Jesse.
Jesse. He just threw her aside.
Yeah.
Doesn't care anymore.
He was like, "Fuck it."
Literally too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Damn, dude. But for real though, he got farther with Michonne in like a night than he did with Jesse in however long they've been in Alexandria.
I think I agree because Jesse and Rick are from in a way from 2 different worlds, and it just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel organic. It just felt like okay, he just with this chick that he just met. But with
Mm.
Michonne, it felt so like, come on, let this happen. Like we've been seeing them together since season 3 now. It kind of makes more sense for them to be together, them doing supply runs, them cracking jokes with one another. It makes more sense. It feels more
And then
organic.
fucking.
Exactly.
No, no, but I agree. Yeah, this was a very well played out episode, and I'm excited to see what's coming up next with that new guy because he keeps getting out of everything. It's kind of creeping me out. But I don't know. What would your overall rate this 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10, I'd say it's a good 8.
I'd actually agree to that. I'd say a good 8. All right. But other than that, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments, and we'll be sure to ask them at our next Ask TMFIA. Hope to see you guys next week when the next Walking Dead comes up. And my Twitter handle is at ChrisNilson2. Go ahead and plug yourself, Savage.
And my Twitter name is DragonTamer109.
And then we got John at TeamFIA Games and at JohnnyBoy97 for Twitter. We're going to put some stuff down in the description below about YouTube channels. Go check us out and watch us out. Watch out for us on Twitch and YouTube for streaming. We do a lot of that lately. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.